Good evening, my darlings. Come to have a little fun, have you?
Well...
No, madam. We merely wish to speak with one of your boarders about an extremely urgent matter.
Of course you do, darling. How much money you looking to spend?
The matter is... Madam, I must protest. It's not what you think. This is extremely urgent and involves nothing questionable.
Oh, sure. I understand. I know all about these urgent matters you fellas have to talk about with the girls. But unless I see the color of your money, you and your urgent matters best keep on moving. At least there are two of you. You can always lend each other a hand.
What did she just say? These Americans have such colourful expressions.
Good evening, my darlings. Come to have a little fun, have you?
Well...
No, madam. We came to give this bouquet to one of your boarders. You know who I'm talking about. We have something very important to say to her.
Good evening. You brought these flowers? Who are you? What's happened to...
Mr. Anson? We still do not know exactly what has happened with the gentleman, but we are here to try and find out. Listen to me, miss.
Lucy.
My dear Miss Lucy, my friend and I have come here all the way from England. You may have seen us this morning with the sheriff.
Are you working for him?
No. Actually, we suspect him of obstructing our investigation. Our case has some remote connection with Mr. Anson, so we went to his home to talk with him. While there, we found evidence he has been abducted, and one of his servants had been murdered.
Kidnapped? But why?
I don't know, but time is running out. Please tell us what you know about Mr. Anson, and, Miss Lucy, omit nothing. Even the most trivial of facts may prove to be of great importance.
He is such a kind man, and had promised we would be married this autumn. He arrived in New Orleans about 2 years ago. He's a hunter, and was to stay but a few weeks. He was after something in the swamp, Lord knows what. Then, we met here. I had just started working, you see. Madam said that she would let me leave only if my debts and worth to her was paid off in full. A few weeks ago, Mr. Anson, said that he had the solution. Maybe he had the money and was kidnapped by people who wanted it. It would have been a small fortune to most folks round here.
And you know where he could have hidden it?
Oh, I don't care about the money. If it could bring me back Errol, I'd give it away gladly. He showed me a secret room upstairs. He shoots with a gun to open it. He says that nobody else can succeed but a real marksman. Behind the wall is a cupboard with weapons and a little box hidden behind a big rifle. His money is inside. To open the gate of the cupboard, he uses signet ring that he wears on his right hand. But how can any of this help you? You don't have his ring.
You have been of greater assistance than you may realize, Miss Lucy. If Mr. Anson is still alive, we shall bring him back to you. Come on, Watson. Now, Watson, let's explore this swamp.
We must find that fisherman, the one at the docks who gave us information. He could help us.
Will this cover the cost of a boat?
It been kept in a bad way. My foot, it warm now for sure. All this'll get you is them planks from the woodpile round there.
And one of your lanterns.
Sold.
What do you expect to do with this, Holmes? Build a raft?
Watson, let's pay a visit to this Anson.
Would you be so kind as to explain to me why we are coming back with these wood planks?
We are searching for a signet ring, Watson.
And how do these planks help us find it?
We must recover the hand that wears it, so we must find a way to lure its finder.
But whom are you talking about, Holmes?
The facts speak for themselves, Watson. The key that unlocks Anson's cupboard is the signet ring he customarily wears on his right hand. There was the very same severed by one of his kidnappers when the poor man clung to the bush we saw on the way to the bayou. It so happens that raccoons are attracted by carrion and also are quite taken by shiny objects. No doubt one has made off with our missing hand and its ring. I noticed their tracks nearby, and no doubt they have a nest in this area. Find the raccoons and we find our hand.
As you put it, it seems quite obvious, Holmes.
It's simplicity itself. But now we need to place some bait so the little fellow will come out and take us back to his den. Closed tight. I am going to set this outside to attract the little devil. I need something. Watson, there's the nest. It's on the roof above the balcony. Excuse me, madam. I'm merely passing by with no wish to disturb you, although I'm sure you found Mr. Anson to be a man of good taste. Here's what we need to buy a boat.
What a splendid weapon.
Indeed, it'll be of great advantage in the swamp.
You should have listened to me, Mr. Holmes, and gone back on your boat.
It's the sheriff. Quickly, load the rifle, Holmes.
No, Watson. Forget the gun and see to the ladder, and quickly. Let's go, Watson, to the port. Have we enough to buy a boat, sir?
For sure.
Excellent. Could you tell us the best way to reach the swamp area nearest to the rich parish?
That's simple enough for any fool. Sail along the river crook and keep close to the shore.
There is one last service you can do for us. The boat from which we disembarked is scheduled to leave tomorrow for Europe. Could you take a message to the crew for us? We may need for them to hold their departure until 8 o'clock in the morning.
Will do.
And one last thing. How may we identify Old Sam's racks from any others?
Old Sam's racks be marked with blue and white tops.
Now, Watson, let's explore this swamp. Here is the hidden passage near Old Sam's racks. We are on the right course, Watson. Blood!
Here now, this is hardly reassuring. But what is this horror, Holmes? Where have you taken us?
Near the goal, Watson, near the goal.
I can think of nothing useful. What are we to do, Holmes?
Bravo, Watson. Here is what will draw these reptiles in that direction and free the passage.
Much better. But let's hurry and get ourselves across before we become their next course.
Attention, Watson. We arrive. Stand ready.
Here now, this is hardly reassuring.
Pitiable and blind fools! Are you not aware of the Great One's arrival? Even now, his servants are coming across his kingdom, and the enlightened will give up their flesh to him. All will be present for his awakening. Do not fight the calling! Soon he will end his dreaming, and your world will be swallowed whole. Bow down and give thanks. You are the food of his new world.
I've got it, Holmes! We must act quickly, Holmes.
Watson, see what you can do for this poor man. His servant took a harsh and terrible revenge by letting him go to these wild men. As for the others, I'm afraid we are too late. What a strange book. I've never seen these idioms before. How perfect. It'll provide welcome diversion during our return voyage.
Holmes, help me to carry him to the boat. I really can't say if he will survive the voyage back.
By the devil, that'd be Anson.
Indeed. Do you know someone who can be accommodating and tend to him?
You takes yourselves round and seize that little Lucy what lives on the boat.
I know where Lucy is. Please, help my friends to lift this poor man to the wharf, and I will go find Miss Lucy.
What can we do for you, my pretty one?
Dear madam, could you tell Lucy that we have found Mr. Anson, and tell her to hurry? This may be her last chance to see him while he still breathes.
Lucy! Lucy! Ah, here you are. This gentleman found you, fella. My God, can it be true? Sure enough, as he say. What have they done with you? Oh, my poor love!
He has lost his hand and is in deep shock. But with rest and tender care, he has a good chance to survive these injuries.
Oh, madam, please, please.
If I could have a moment, we found this sum of money, which is a large amount and belongs to Mr. Anson. I think it is fair to entrust it to your care.
Well, this seems all right then. I will take good care of you. You'll see, my love.
About Anson's place, there was some disorder left there. If you could be a good man and set things right.
You can count on old Champagne for every little thing. Now, that's a fact.
I can see our friend is in good hands. We better hurry, Watson. I see our ship is making ready to leave.